welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and today's video is 5 things to expect versus FC Copenhagen. Manchester United play FC Copenhagen in the Europa League Quater Final. If we win, we go through to the semi-final, and it's a game that Manchester United should win. Today's video is a quick match preview for the game where I talk about 5 things I expect to see versus Copenhagen. Last week versus last week I was pretty accurate with the things I expected to see. I got my predicted lineup all right apart from 2 players. I also said that I thought Laird or Mengi would feature, or at least feature off the bench, which was right, and I did think that we'd win. But that was a pretty obvious one. Now let's get straight into 5 things to expect versus FC Copenhagen. So hit that like button, subscribe down below, share this video. Let's get into it, and first things first, I'm always starting with my predicted lineup. With Luke Shaw injured, I think this will be the lineup that we will play, and this is our strongest lineup. This is the lineup we pretty much played throughout the last few games of the Premier League. With Luke Shaw injured, there's Williams, Maguire, Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka. I think Romero will go in goal because he's our cup keeper. Matic holding, Bruno and Pogba ahead, Greenwood, Martial and Marcus Rashford. I think that's the lineup we'll see. I think we'll go with our strongest lineup because it's only one leg now. You've got to win the game. You've got to go with our strongest lineup. There's 5 days between each game, so I think it'll be okay to go with our strongest lineup. So that is the one that I expect to see. The second thing I expect to see is Manchester United to get an early lead and be comfortable within the 50th minute so they can sub players off and rest them and give players like Fred a little bit of a run in. Now, Manchester United, we've had a long break, so our players like Bruno Fernandes, Martial, Rashford, they're all rested, they're all ready to go. And, you know, I thought towards the end of the season, you know, Bruno looked a bit worn out, so that's why we weren't playing as well. But I think now we're all refreshed. You know, the players are going to be playing their best. You know how we played like Villa, Bournemouth, Brighton, and how we were 3 goals ahead with 50 minutes to go so we could rest those players and take them off? I think this game will just be like that. I think if we can be 3-0 up by the 50th minute and then we can put Bruno off and maybe a Fred on or Pogba off and a McTominay on, I think that's what we'll try and do. I mean, we are much better than FC Copenhagen. They came 2nd in the Danish league, we came 3rd in the Premier League. We're a much better team than them, and I think Ollie knows that obviously our players are rested, they're going to be playing good. We know how good our starting 11 is. I think Ollie will want the game to be done by half time so he's comfortable. I'd be very surprised if the game went to extra time, and I think because the players have rested, because the players have had a long break to refresh, I think they'll be in great form. Well, I expect them to be in great form because there's no excuse for them not to be. Now the third thing that kind of links to the second point is not just a good result, but a good performance. I thought our last few games of the season was more good result, poor performance. But now, as I've said, the players are re-energised, there's fresh legs, there's going to be confidence. We've just got 3rd in the Premier League, so there's also less pressure to win the Europa League. Obviously, we want to win the Europa League for a trophy, but that's not that pressure of, we have to win the Europa League or we won't be in the Champions League next season. That pressure's kind of gone. And obviously, I feel like under pressure, we don't play as well. But I think now we're refreshed. Now we've got confidence from finishing 3rd. Now we've got less pressure. I think I expect Manchester United to play well. I don't expect it to be a sloppy game, you know, like we played against West Ham. I don't think we're particularly good against Leicester, although the result was the most important thing. But today, I think on Monday there'll be a good result, but I also think there'll be a good performance from Manchester United because they've got the confidence. This is a team we can truly well and easy beat. We came 3rd in the Premier League. You know, we want to win a trophy, but we've already got Champions League for next season. So I think, you know, we'll play well as get a good result. Obviously, I'm really confident for the game because I do believe that Manchester United can win the Europa League, and when I look at our squad and I look at Copenhagen's squad, we should win. That's where I've got lots of confidence. Right, the 4th thing I expect to see is our attackers to score. I think Martial, Greenwood and Rashford are in great form, and they're all competing to score the most goals. I think Mason's competing to get 20 goals so we can break the record for having 3 players score over 20 goals since the 60s. I think Rashford and Martial are in healthy competition to be top scorer. And also with the arrival of Sancho, like someone's going to be taking out that front 3 for Sancho. And I think they'll all want to prove a point. Obviously, you know, Sancho isn't official yet. It's literally everything that's going on with Sancho is that basically everything's done. It's just Woodward's playing games to see if he can get for £5 million cheaper. But Woodward will probably play these games for a couple of weeks and then end up having to pay the same amount of money he would if you got him 3 weeks earlier, because you know it's classic Manchester United. But we're not going to get into the Sancho crap right now. I think the attackers have got healthy competition. They want to score, they want to prove a point. I'd really like to see Greenwood score and try and get 20 goals. I know it's a big ask for a player his age, but I would. You know, I think Rashford wants to score, I think Martial wants to score, and I think this is a defence. Copenhagen's defence isn't particularly good. I think Copenhagen will set up quite defensively, you know, park the bus, sort of be like Burnley in a way, and see if they can nick a goal. But I do think if we get an early goal against Copenhagen, the game is ours. Because like Copenhagen are going to defend, try and not concede. And I think with our attackers, they're going to want to score. I can see our attackers scoring. I think if Martial gets a goal in the opening 20 minutes, that's Copenhagen done. They have to come attack us and score, and they'll leave gaps at the back. And players like Mason Greenwood and Martial and Rashford will just pounce on it. The fifth and final point, which kind of links to all the other points, is Copenhagen are not that good. We've got one of the easiest draws. I'm not trying to be rude to Copenhagen, but if you're in the Premier League, you maybe be like Brighton level. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? You're not particularly good. No discredit to Brighton. And I think with Copenhagen, as I said earlier, I expect them to maybe play quite defensive and try and like nick a goal off a set piece and like park the bus. But I think with the quality in our attack, with Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba providing service, it's going to be very hard for them just to defend against us, defend all out. And I think, honestly, if we score the first goal, they're going to have to come out their shell and they're going to leave loads of gaps in the back where we're going to score. And I predict Manchester United to win. If we don't win, I'll be very surprised and disappointed. It's a game that we should win, and I expect Manchester United to win 4-0. That's my prediction, 4-0, and I expect Martial, Greenwood and Rashford to get on the score sheet with a Fernandes penalty, because Man United were very good at winning penalties, and I expect us to go through to the semi-final. Now that's my video, my match preview for the Copenhagen game, things I expect to see. That's the 5 things I expect to see against Copenhagen. I expect to see Manchester United in the Europa League semi-final this time next week. Thank you for watching this video. If you have not already, please smash that like button, subscribe down below if you're new, share this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.